Hello everyone, welcome to Civil Nirman. So we are back with some modeling and design analysis tips. Now let's say if you want to design a particular building in STAAD Pro. So what points you should keep in mind before starting any building design. So here are few tips we're gonna share with you, and also I am giving you a quick hack in STAAD Pro that will be helpful to you in identify the section profiles easily. Now let's say you want to go for the building design part for a particular structure and you have the architectural input of your building. So step 1, here are the few tips that you can identify before starting any STAAD file, so it will be helpful to you while preparing a STAAD model. The first tip: collect all the relevant information related to the building. Let's say type of building, whether it's a factory building, residential building, or a commercial building, or a shopping mall. In short, the category of the building, so it will be easy for you to identify the category of the load. Let's say dead load and live load to incorporate in different categories of building, right? Because as per IS 875 part 2, your category of the live load will change based on the category of the structure, whether it's an industrial building, residential, or a commercial building. The next important thing, now if you have the soil report from a particular location where the building is going to construct, you need to check out your soil report. In that particular, check out the SBC, suggested foundation size, check water table, chemical analysis, and type of foundation which is suggested by the geotechnical engineer, right? Next point, work out the design loads based on the usage, right? Let's say first of all you need to work out your dead loads, what category of, let's say work out your dead loads. So instead, in which manner you want to implement your load, let's say wall load, slab load, partition wall loads. Then, and for the toilet blocks for the washroom areas, you need to incorporate the sunk load as well, additional sunk load as well, right? Materials that are going to use for the construction, right? Nowadays if you observe, regular brick masonries are replaced by lightweight concrete blocks, or let's say fly ash blocks. So based on their density you need to incorporate your wall load, right? Then next important thing, once you have the architectural input, you need to identify the basic architectural dimensions, its text sections, staircase locations, right? Future expansion, if the structure has, let's say horizontal expansion or vertical expansion in terms of the building floors or additional rooms, right? So you need, if the structure has the future expansion, then for that particular you need to incorporate those loads while modeling your STAAD model, right? Now, also in case of an industrial building, if it's an RCC factory building, you need to also check out whether it is incorporated with the gantry or not, right? Because in some of the industrial structures we have the category where the structures are built partially with the RCC frame and the upper element will be in the form of pre-engineering building trusses or the conventional trusses, right? So these are the few tips before starting your STAAD model. The next important thing, now let's say once you have the architectural plan, so for your reference I am providing a typical architectural model over here which I have scanned and marked with the beam profile sizes. Now you need to go with the conceptualization. Now the purpose of the conceptualization is to come up with structural frame, approximate member sizes, general arrangement of the structure in such a way that the final design and concepts are very close to each other, right? So in the initial stage you can take a printout of your architectural input like this, right? Prepare the structural framing plan and discuss it with the concerned architect and partner in charge. Discuss it with your seniors, right? If you are a beginner, you can discuss this initial profiles with your senior as well. Discuss the other options, or if you want to incorporate additional columns or beams, Now once you prepare your structural framing, discuss it with your architect and decide whether he is comfortable with all the column locations and beam profiles that you have marked in your structure, right? So let's say in some of the points the beam profiles are disturbing your aesthetical view, then you need to remove that beam profiles if it is an architectural requirement, or if you want to add some particular column in a particular span where the span is too large, and if you want to add an additional column, then also you need to discuss that further with the architect, so you will not lead to a revision in your STAAD models. Now as you can see over here, based on the architectural input, I have marked all the different category of the sizes which I required based on the span. Okay, you can observe over here 5 different beam section profiles with different color. So this is my way of creating a rough structural framing, so when I create my STAAD model, it will be easy and quick for me to create a STAAD file with different section profiles if I have. So pre-decide your sizes, discuss with your architect, so it will be easy for you to create your STAAD model, right? If you have the AutoCAD file, you have to work out all the dimensions from center to center for all the columns to create a STAAD file, right? So you can see over here the dimensions are also marked over here. So today we're gonna learn a quick tip regarding the section profile identification, how you can identify your section profiles with different colors. So it will be easy for you to identify the sections utilizing a different color segments. Already we have a property segment where all the section profiles are identified using a reference number, right? You can identify your different profiles from here, right? But the thing is, when you create an output, now let's say you want to create a plinth beam layout for this particular category of structure. Let me just show you here. So for this particular structure, let's say I want to create a plinth beam layout so that my draftman can easily draw his plinth beam layout with all different sections. What you can do is you can create a what you can do is you can take a snapshot of this, mark the colors with the different section profiles and give it to your draftman so he can identify all the different section profiles and draw the plinth beam layout. Now in STAAD, another tip I can give you is, if you want to identify your section profile utilizing a different color, that also you can perform in your STAAD model as well. As you can see over here, for the different section profiles, STAAD is providing a reference number, and based on that you can identify your section profile once you click on your section sizes. Let's say R1 over here is 450 by 750, then R3 over here is 450 by 450, then I'll click on 7. R7 is 230 by 600. Now if you want to bifurcate this particular beam numbers with different colors, that also you can do that. Now to bifurcate all the beam section profiles or column profiles, what you can do is you can go with the view option over here, click on set structural colors. Now here you have option for different structural colors with the entity option. So once I click on the options entity, here for the different category of your entities, let's say beam, plate, solid or surface, you can customize your section profiles by the color. So whatever the section profiles we have provided, currently it is highlighted over here. So let's say I'll customize these member profiles over here with different colors. You can click any particular color to identify it with different colors. So press OK. Now as you can see over here, you can check out the changes in color for this particular line entity, right? Now I'll press Ctrl 1 to check out the section size, okay, and if I press Ctrl 2, it will highlight with your section outline with different colors. So that's how you can customize your section profiles, okay, for easy identification of your beams and column profiles, right? So that's how you can customize your section profiles. Let me show you another model where I want to customize the profile. Okay, so I'll go again with the view options, set structural display option, entity, and beam properties. So here we can customize it. Now see, as you can see over here, this particular geometry is a little bit complicated, so it's quite difficult to identify the section profiles and dimensions, right? So I am bifurcating all the section profiles with different colors, right? Let's say this one. Press OK, OK, and press Control 2. Control 2 is the shortcut, right? So that's how you can bifurcate your beam section profiles. So I hope this STAAD modeling tips bring values to your knowledge. Keep sharing, keep learning, stay tuned for more updates. Don't just learn software, learn concepts. Thank you.